I'm Mr. Gigabytes, and today we're looking at the world's smallest, tiniest 3G cell phone. Hot dog. So let's get to the unboxing. There was a brown box around it for shipping, and it's not there anymore. So there's our unboxing. What you're looking at is the Zanco Tiny T2. It is the world's smallest 3G phone. It is the Tiny T2 because the Tiny T1 preceded it. And the Tiny T1 was kind of a miracle in and of itself, but this has got so much more on it. So it's got SOS, alarm, notes, games, camera, MP3, MP4, FM radio, calendar, organizer, video recorder, Bluetooth 3.0 connection, 500 text message storage, store 300 contacts, 7 days of standby time, 4 hours of talk time, a 1-inch color screen, and it's a nano-sized phone. Can be hidden just about anywhere. I could see this a lot of uses for this. Backup phone, kids phone, that type of thing. I've actually used a chocolate bar phone for not just for me as a backup phone, but also as a kid's phone. And if I had a chocolate bar phone to show you, I would. Maybe I'll find an image on the internet, and the chocolate bar phone is about the size of a small chocolate bar. It's made by LG. Actually, there are a lot of manufacturers, but LG made one for track phone, and I really quite enjoyed it, even though it didn't have Bluetooth. It was a very, very primitive phone. But let's go ahead and get into this. The picture on the front is shown, I believe, actual size. No, slightly larger, I think. But there it is. Now you see a bunch of these gimmicks on Amazon, whatnot. What they are, they're Bluetooth dialers. I think I've seen one in a pan, and I've seen a couple other ones. They're little Bluetooth things, but the thing is they're just Bluetooth dialers. Excuse me. This is a fully functional phone all by itself. But imagine you're going to want to use Bluetooth with this. Speaker on the back, little tiny camera there. Obviously no front camera. Headset, USB. There's the SIM and TF card. I think this is just a flap. Yep, sure enough. Looks like it uses a nano SIM. Let's see if it's got a charge on it. There we go. I think we'll go with English. Okay, yeah, so it is a basic phone, so okay. Insert SIM. So let's take a look. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Let's finish undoing the box here. And basically, it's just got a charging cable, little prodder there. The tiny instruction manual, but it's a basic phone, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. I brought my camera way down. Usually it's overhead and I just zoom it in. Not this time. Phone book, entertainment. Of course, I don't have anything in the phone book, so entertainment, games. Okay. Doodle jump, Crossy Road, Stick Hero, Racing Attack, Football, Cosmic Escape, Jump Ladder, Crazy Bird, Snake. Snake's always good. Settings, User Profiles, SOS setting, set SOS numbers, So basically, you can, if you set if you want to send an SOS, it goes to specific contacts: camera, gallery, video recorder. That viewfinder's something else. FM radio. It may need earphones plugged into it. Yeah, it just has static on it. Unless you have your headphone plugged in. Just like any other cell phone radio. So you can record off the radio. That's cool. I'm going to go ahead and skip to public radio station.
We'll look at that in business. Bring you sports too, after the latest world news.
Looks like it's recording anyway.
Live from NPR News, I'm Shay Stevens. U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr is defending...
There we go. So yeah, you can turn the loudspeaker on and do that. Video recorder, okay. Oh, look, it's recording. Isn't that neat? I have no idea what size it's recording. So there's a little bit of storage in here, I'm sure. Video player. There's our movie, which is 414K. So let's play that. Let's select it. I have no idea what size it's recording. Well, it plays back, that's for sure. And just heard the audio. Audio player, sound recorder, FM radio. Sound recorder would be cool. The camera recording would be cool. You know, this is so compact and discreet that, yeah, you could kind of hide this on your person and record discreetly if you wanted to. Services, internet service, currently not available. Of course, it's not available. And on these basic phones anyway, internet service is like just the most basic of browsers. Messaging, write message. Yeah, this directional pad, it definitely is just an up and down. Does not go left or right. Organizer, let's see what that is. File manager, calendar, calculator, tasks, alarm, notes.
Okay, so I have no idea how this looks at all. So we're just going to guess because it only has the rear-facing camera. This is probably rather pixelated. It does record at a fairly low resolution, and this is on the highest quality setting. So I did manage to get it activated using a 4G SIM card and using TracFone service. It calls and it texts and it does everything that it's supposed to do. I got Bluetooth working with a Plantronics Bluetooth earpiece. Worked just fine. I loaded a bunch of MP3s onto it. I tested the radio. Radio works pretty good. It just needs, just like all cell phone radios, it needs that headphone plugged in. But you can play it through the external speaker, but the external speaker is very, 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 very quiet. So headphones recommended. It does play through the through Bluetooth, plays audio through Bluetooth, so that's not a problem. The audio quality through the Plantronics headset, not so great, but it's not really designed for that. Through regular speakers or and whatnot, that's not really a problem. So it sounds pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and switch phones now.
Okay, that's better. A couple of things. I recorded a video on here, and it doesn't automatically save. You actually have to stop it with that button there, and then it'll ask you if you want to save it, yes or no, and yes, save it, and then it'll write it to the compact flash card. But I don't know. The one thing I'm really not crazy about is this little flap on the side, and I think the T1, the Tiny T1, had the same kind of flap. And it's just it's kind of a dust cover for the compact flash, the micro SD card, and the SIM card. And like I said, I did get it activated. It makes perfectly fine phone calls. Don't know that I would ever use it for text messaging, because when I had a basic phone, I'm fighting with this little flap. It doesn't want to stay where it's supposed to. There definitely has to be a better design for that, honestly. Even when I had a basic phone, my first phones were basic phones. I had a Nokia 101, that type of thing. But as soon as they came out with full keyboards, I had a full keyboard. I didn't mess with trying to figure out how to type a text message on that. But yeah, I got a Plantronics headset connected to it. And it sounds all right. One thing I've noted, the battery didn't, just messing around with it intermittently all day. The battery, it takes up almost 50% of the capacity in this phone. The battery did not last all day. So it's one of those phones that is meant to be maybe turned off most of the time. One really cool thing about this. Okay, this phone can only address 32 gigabytes worth of storage. Okay, you can put a much bigger TF card in here, and you can access it with your computer, because it's basically a USB thumb drive at that point. The problem with doing that and that's great if that's what you want to use it for. The problem is the phone can't address any of that storage. It won't be able to use any of it. So if you want to carry it around like a little USB thumb drive, that's absolutely an option. I use a 256 gigabyte micro SD card in here, and I was able to access it using the computer. But that's all I was able to do. The 32 gig and the phone's internal storage are both accessible just using a USB mass storage, just generic USB mass storage. So you can download your music onto here. You can put podcasts on here. It makes this phone so much more functional than what it appears, and so much more functional than what is documented too, because I haven't been able to find any documentation whatsoever about that particular feature. So yeah, any photos you take, any videos you take, as long as you know where it's being stored, you can actually just download it and copy it from the phone right onto your computer. No additional drivers, no special software. That is the best feature about this phone. The downside is Zanco. I can't find Zanco or Zini Mobiles or anything. No website, no support, no. The manual comes with there's an email address in the manual that gives you the name of a guy to contact. I wonder, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're defunct. I could see this being as an emergency phone. I can see it being a secondary phone, a backup phone. You put a few emergency contacts in here, like a kid's phone. They take it to school. What would be really nice is if it had kind of a keychain. If there was a little keychain loop on here, and you could just kind of hang it from a zipper or something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. The screen is a workable size. It's just a 1 inch by 1 inch screen. The buttons are pressable. This button here right above the end key, little sensitive, I gotta say. It might be partially stuck. I did pop this apart. In fact, let me show you. It doesn't take much to get it apart even. So just gotta go all the way around, pop the little connectors. There's the front of it. There's the buttons, and they're plastic buttons. fairly hard plastic. And then underneath, it's nice to see it's not a membrane keyboard. It is metal contacts. That's as far, without taking a screwdriver to it, that's as far as I can get it apart. So it just pops right back into place. Then I pressed a button. There we go. Yeah, not really a hard thing to not really a hard thing to take apart. Just kind of snaps together. So yeah, but overall, I'm pretty impressed with the number of features. This is why I backed this. It's the same size, virtually the same size phone, but just packs so many more features into the same kind of form factor, and I'm super impressed with it. Very few drawbacks, and I've been showing it around all day. I took it to one of my customers, and the guy working the register at one of my customers, he says, he just took one look at it and says, "I want one." And it's like, well, you don't even know what it does yet. Because I don't care, I want one. That's exactly, I can think of 3 different uses right now that I'd want it for. And so I don't know how much more you could possibly get into something like that. There is one feature I want. I just thought of it. One feature I really want. I want to be able to press a button, have a flash, basically just use this as a flashlight. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say on it. A small phone, lots of uses for it. So, thank you for watching.